Well, hey everyone, it's Sunday still. Y'all are gonna get sick of me. I have decided for my markets on figuring out what to make next when I need to make the larger items and taking that decision-making process away. We're gonna do it luck of the draw. So I went through my tags and I got all the tags that were pre-made, plus some where I went and looked back in my notebooks before I had everything entered into Square and wrote them down and assigned a number to them. So it's all in here, $20 or higher. I think I did put two $15 items in there because they are good sellers and I need some. So it's still going to come down to luck of the draw. Or if now I'm too tired to do another big one and I just need to make a small, but I have a lot of smalls. It's the mid-range and up that I am severely low on. So we're going to go by luck of the draw. The only thing that would keep me from making what I draw is if I don't have the yarn color. Or like with the Night Furies, if I don't have the eye color in the size that I need. That would be the only two things that prevent me. Otherwise, we're gonna stick to whatever it is that I draw out. I have my iPad open so that I can punch in the number to figure out what it is, because these just have a number and a price. And if it's one that I went back through my notebooks, it only has a number. And after I finish it, because that means it's been a while since I've made it, and I'll have to see how I feel about the price once I make it. So let's see what the first item is going to be. And please be something I like. Oh, please. Number 233. It's a $20 item. See what it is. I'm good with that. It's a blueberry turtle. So we're making that first. And I do have the yarn, so we don't even have to hunt from that. So, yay, blueberry turtle. We got a good one to begin with. So, now let's go make that. All right, it is still Sunday night, and it's getting late. Finally finished the blueberry turtle. Took a long dinner break, and then I played a video game. And then I finished the turtle, and then I played a video game again. And now I'm back to see what our next project will be. And I probably won't start it tonight, but it'll be all ready with all the yarn and everything picked out for the morning. So let's see what it is. Be something I like. Be something I like. Number 196. A moose. Okay. Not necessarily my most favoritist thing, but I don't mind making it. Do I have what I need? And did I make it out of Brights or Perfect Chunky? I'll have to check and see. Sorry about that. I had a phone call, but that gave me a chance to go and pull up the pattern and look at it. And I had to decide, do I want to do it in Perfect Chunky or in Brights? So I'm looking at my colors that I have. And for this one, I'm going to go with Perfect Chunky. And so that I get a little better size out of it, I'm going to have to do yarn over instead of yarn under. But I've decided if I follow the pattern, it would be teddy bear, chocolate, and toffee. But I'm going to use maple leaf. Now, if I hold this up next to the teddy bear, it kind of looks red. But if I hold it next to the red, it looks brown. So I think this will make an interesting color. So this will be the main body and the head. Chocolate for the hooves and toffee for the antlers. So what do you think? I think that'll be okay. Maybe I should pick something different for the antler. I don't know. But I'm not going to start this tonight. We're going to do it tomorrow. And this is the mousse that I gave the muffin to. And it's in the system as mousse with the muffin. So I'll probably end up making it a blueberry muffin again. I don't think that I'm going to put a sweater on it this time. You know, just do it a solid color. I don't know yet. I'll decide that in the morning, but I'm pretty sure these are the colors I'm going to go with. I might change this one. This one seems a little dark. I don't know. I don't know. If it was teddy bear, I know it would work. But I haven't got to use the maple leaf yet since I ordered it. Such decisions. This is the hardest part now, is the colors, because picking the little tag out of here takes away trying to pick out what pattern to do. So I will say I'm not the most excited about this particular pattern, but I don't mind it. And it doesn't really take that long. I've made a couple of them before, so it won't be that hard. It's been a little while. This was one of those that, no, it's not. We sold this one. Actually, we sold the mousse with the cookie at my regular market I go to now. So it's been fairly recent. I just haven't done it in a while. I think what I did was I had a mousse made, and then I just made the muffin and attached the muffin to it. And that way I had, if you give a mousse a muffin. So I don't know. I don't remember when I actually made the last one. I know it's been a little while. I'm not sure about this. What do you... We'll just have to see it done up. All right, so I'm going to go to bed, and we will start with mousse in the morning. Well, good morning, everyone. It is Monday morning, and I changed my mind about the colors of the mousse because I got to see the colors in the daylight, and I didn't like them. So I'm changing it to terracotta and Java from, Home Slim or Sweet Snuggles Light, whichever one of them is. I'm pretty sure it's Home Slim. And then at this moment, I'm thinking the seed pearl for the antlers, for the colors that I have. That may change. I'm going to have to see how it looks together. But before I get started crocheting, I am going to have some breakfast because I got to feed the little monster in my tummy. So, yeah, I just wanted to update you on that. So we will get started on that mousse very shortly. I'm not going to lie, you guys, this one took me a while. Not because it was hard, but because, I don't know, I just kept stopping and getting up and walking away. So, yeah, we will show all of these up close and personal when we're done. It is still Monday. Thank goodness. And it's time to pick item number 3. Let me sign on to my iPad so we can look it up. Okay, what's it gonna be this time? This one's an easy, fun one. This is another all from jade pattern like the turtle was. Number 284 is Rose the Octopus. And usually when I make those, they sell right away. And I just haven't made one in a while. So we get to make Rose. And that one I can definitely, I could use any yarn I want, but I'm definitely going to use Parfait Chunky. So I just need to go over and pick out a pretty color and I can get started on Rose the Octopus. And that one usually, note I say usually, doesn't take me very long. So we might, maybe be able to get a third plushie in today because old Moosey boy over there took me forever. Okay, so I'm gonna go pick a color. It will definitely be Parfait Chunky, and I'm gonna get started on Rose the Octopus. Okay, so Rose is finished now. And it's not as late as it looks. It's thunderstorm outside. So it's still early. And it's time to pick another one. So yeah, that was Parfait Chunky, and it was like a thinner Parfait Chunky than normal. So she turned out pretty small, I think. Okay. Number 226. Let's see what that is. A la boo boo. Yuck. Okay, so we're making a la boo boo, and that will be out of the Chenille Brights, because that's what my other one I have is made out of. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna pick some colors. I know I need shell for the skin, and then one other color. The only one I have left is rust. So maybe let's do pink, I think. Or yeah, we're gonna do pink. So one Labubu coming up. You guys, this took forever. I was not into making this Labubu, but it is done. I was like into the show I was watching and then stopped to cook dinner and all that. But I did pick pink. And now, depending on what I pick, it may or may not get started tonight. So we are picking number 5 out of the bucket. Number 5. Let's see. What's it gonna be? Number 283. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Oh. Yeah. Not sure if I have the yarn color for this one. I should. It's a corgi, you guys. This thing's a big, giant beast. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna go pull up the pattern and see what I need and then double check my yarn. And if I can't do it because of no yarn, I will come back and we'll pick another number. So let me go find out. Okay, so I have toffee and white, but the toffee doesn't quite look like the color. So I'm like, should it be mustard maybe? Mustard and cream? Let me see. Like these two colors? Or teddy bear and cream? I'm almost thinking the mustard. You know what? I need to phone a friend and find out. I'm going to call the dog expert, Mary, and find out. So that's what I'm leaning towards. The toffee and the white just didn't look right to me. So it's either going to be teddy bear and cream or the mustard color and cream. So let me get a hold of Mary and ask her. Well, good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday. No, it is not Wednesday. It is Tuesday. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Wednesday, I have to go for a blood draw. And I just ate breakfast, so I'd be in big trouble because it's a fasting blood draw. Anyhow, last night I consulted my dog expert, and we pulled up Premier's website to look at the colors to make sure I was making a good choice for my corgi. And I ended up going with the mustard and cream. And I did get his head done last night. So this took forever. Every row except for the first like 4 and the last 3 or 4, there are 4 color changes. And because it goes round and around, it was cut and tie, cut and tie, cut and tie. So that made it take a little bit longer. And it looks a little odd as of yet. Once the ears are added, the head will look really good. So I need to finish this up this morning before, well, it'll probably take a good part of the morning, especially since the morning's almost over because I'm getting a late start today. But before I pick the next one, I don't think that I will get very many more of these made before the video is scheduled to upload tomorrow, but it's definitely made it interesting. I mean, some of them I may not have like even considered making. It's only been 4 so far. This is the 5th one. But I got wrapped up in this show, and the Labubu took me forever to make. Usually I just listen while I'm crocheting, but I found myself a lot of times like watching and had to be like, ooh, get back to work. We're not getting this done. But yeah, so I'm going to finish the corgi, and then we'll do the next drawing. But also in this video, this is like the real luck of the draw video, because also in this video, we will do the YouTube comment picker to see who is going to win the 50K giveaway. So we have that to look forward to. So like today being Tuesday is the last day for comments on that video that will be included into the comment picker thingy. I don't know what you call it. But after today, comments won't count. The drawing will be over. But I think this guy's going to turn out pretty cute. I like the color choice. Using the mustard and the cream, I do like the color choice. So, yeah, I'm going to go get to work and hopefully finish this in a reasonable time. Okay, you guys, that took forever. It's a beast. Like, all those color changes, it just took forever. But it is time to draw number 6, I think we're on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, number 6. And hopefully it's not something too big, because I won't be able to finish it before tomorrow. Please be easy. Please be easy. What is this? It is number 117. It's a Mr. Nibbles. We can do that one. So I'm going to go make a Mr. Nibbles. Yeah. Thank goodness it's an easy one. All right, so I will check back in a bit. And just so you know, it is still Tuesday. And tomorrow, the video is going to go up. And I'll show you the 6 items that we got to draw, plus a few others. And hopefully, hopefully the 6. But Nibbles is pretty quick. All right, so let me go make Mr. Nibbles. Mr. Nibbles. Oh my gosh, that was my goat. Nibbles the country mouse. All right, see you in a bit. Well, hello. Good afternoon. It is Wednesday. And now I get to show you everything that we made with Luck of the Draw. But it's also really a real Luck of the Draw, because today we get to pick who is a winner for the 50K giveaway. So we have some stuff to cover. I'm getting a late start today because I had to go and give blood this morning. The vampire doctor wants to do blood work. And I waited because usually if I go first thing, there is a massive line and I'm there forever. So I waited to leave the house till after 9 o'clock, hoping that they would have weeded through everyone. And when I got there was nobody in the waiting room. I was like, perfect timing. Well, while I was in town, I decided I need to do my oil change because my car is screaming at me. It is time to do an oil change. So we went to do that. And while I was waiting for that to be done, I was wandering around in Walmart. They do not have any black Bernat, which is a bummer. They have not made their yarn aisle any bigger or their fabric aisle any bigger with Joann closing. So that's kind of disappointing, especially since that's like the closest local thing for me. But yeah, so we got that done, did a little shopping. You know, I had to get new blinds for in here. Haven't hung them up yet, but because I just got home a little while ago. Because Toby chewed on these and put holes in them and broke a couple of the slats, which I have taped together right now so nobody can peek in the window on me. So I got to change those out. And I still have so much work to do in here, so you guys still don't get to see the rest of the room. But, just so much. And I am sporting this major caffeine withdrawal headache right now. I'm hoping the ibuprofen kicks in. Because yesterday, I reduced my intake on caffeine and tried to increase my intake on water so that it would be easy for them to find my veins today. And yeah, it still hurt. And so now I'm getting to deal with the headache. But anyways, let's start with what did we do? What did we make? What did I do before I started picking Luck of the Draw? first up is this gorgeous little bee lovey. This is a pattern by Marcia from Mimi Makes Keepsakes. This is her first pattern, I believe, and she asked me if I would like to test it for her. And it is very fast. It is very easy. And I used Mystical. I know the name of that. And this is black from the Chenille Brights from Premier. And I believe the white is Bernat Baby. So it is just adorable. I mean, it's tiny. It's like the perfect size for a little kid. She did a good job. She really did. I mean, I think it's adorable. And I'm not a bee fan, especially a bullet bee fan. Okay, so we did this. So Marcia, good job. I believe she is selling this pattern on her own website, not like on Etsy or anything like that. So I'll put the link in the description below for you. So we have a cute little bee. So that will be something new that gets to go to market. Then we know I sold out of whale sharks last time, so I had to make a whale shark. I need to make more whale sharks, but I was doing luck of the draw. But I got one done before we started that. So I need more of these, and this is Teresa's Crochet Shop. Her, it's a 3-pack pattern. You get a hammerhead and a regular shark, and they're supposed to be smaller. So her other ones are quite big. So yeah, I need to make a few more of these because next week is Shark Week, and my market will be right at the tail end of Shark Week, and sharks will be on everybody's minds because it's Shark Week, so we're going to have sharks. Hopefully. So one bee, one whale shark, one wiener dog. So I got one made. And then I realized something last time. I thought I was using Java, but I used black for the dark part. This is the Java and terracotta. And this time I put a little white under his eyes so that his eyes really showed up. But yeah, so I do need, each time I have made one of these, I have sold it. Whether it's wearing a sweater or not wearing a sweater, I kind of like it better without having to do all the color changes, if you know what I'm saying. So I want to try and get a couple more of these done. At least one more. So, but this didn't fall in my $20 and higher price range. So it didn't get to go in the luck of the draw at all. And then I made one other thing before we started luck of the draw. Well, actually, honestly, I made a lot of other things, but they're in the market bag, so I don't want to go digging for them. Like Thursday night and Friday morning before the last market, I was working on the Pokemon. So, and I made 8 of them, but they're in the bags, and I'm not going to go hunting for them. But just so you know, I made 8 Pokemon and didn't sell a single one. Go figure. Okay, so I haven't done this one in a while, and I like this one. And it is in my luck of the draw, but I made this before I started. So we did the ballerina mouse, the oak and marlow, this part, and my mouse head, because I just like my mouse head better. And I caved, you guys. I bought some of the tie-dye from Chenille Brights. It's up there on that top shelf And that's also mixed with the variegated stuff that I use for the turtle shells. But I wanted to play with it and try it out. So I made her little tutu out of the tie-dye from the Brights collection. So, one mouse. And that's all that I made before I started Luck of the Draw. So, I got some hard ones on this and some easy ones. I was able to do 5 because a couple of them were very time consuming. And as they should be because they're bigger. But, you know, because I did the $20 and up price range, I also added in things that I had sold prior to getting everything in my square and having assigned numbers, item numbers and everything. So I made a separate list, wrote down what their numbers will be, and then just put a tag in my bucket. For example, like this one here says $278, but on the back side there's no price yet because I'll know better after I make it to see how long it's going to take. But anyways, I was excited. The first thing I picked was Blueberry Turtle, and I went back to the original way that I made them with the light blue and then the dark instead of using green or brown for this part. It just looks more brighter and cheery. And this is all from Jade's pattern with a few modifications. Her pattern pack does not tell you how to do blueberries, so that I did on my own, but it has a watermelon, an orange, there's like 4 fruits, I think. And then I do a little, my flipper's different. But the head and the body shape and how everything is assembled is all from Jade. So we have one very cute, very pretty, golden-eyed Blueberry Turtle. This was draw number 1. A Luck of the Draw, item number 2 was a moose. And I couldn't remember from the last time I made it, did I use Parfait Chunky? Did I use Sweet Snuggles Light? Did I use Chenille Brights? Did I use Barnett? Barnett. That used to be a bank. Bernat. I couldn't remember. So I was going to do Parfait Chunky. And then I changed my mind and I decided I am going to do Sweet Snuggles Light. At least that way, for my time and effort, I will get some size out of it. And I can tell you now that I've made it, I used Parfait Chunky before because this guy's a beast. Probably going to have to change his price. Now this time I did not put a sweater on him. I think the last couple of times I put a sweater. I'm like, it's summertime. It's too hot for a sweater. I thought about putting a bikini on it. Then I was like, nah, that might make it too much for a girl. But we did the terracotta and Java, and this was seed pearl. And I wasn't real sure about if those colors would work for the antler, but now that it's all made up and I see it made up, it's fine. I'm fine with it. And they get small little eyes. We got little pink eyes. Oh, my moose has pink eye. Oh no, it's contagious. But he turns out really nice. This is a fun pattern. I swear I need to come to the table prepared with the list because some of these I do not remember the designer. But it's on Etsy. I will link it in the description. Some of them I remember because I've made them over and over again. This one I've made a few times, but it's just one of those kind of odd names that doesn't stick with you. But it's very cute. It's easy to make. And it comes out a really good size in the Sweet Snuggles Light and Home Slim thickness of yarn. It's a shame that that's so hard to get a hold of anymore, at least the good stuff. So the third thing that got picked was another All From Jade pattern, and it was her Rose the Octopus. Now, I have made these many, many times, and I have sold every single one that I've made. This one, however, came out very small. My parfait that I picked seemed to be thinner than usual, so I'm not sure if I can get the same price point. I'm going to leave it on it because of the time involved, but I'm not sure that I can get the same as I got for all the others. So I don't know. But I picked a coral color, and I like this pattern. This pattern is very easy. This was probably the easiest one that got drawn out of the bucket. So, Rose the Octopus. Then the next item is a fairly new pattern to me. I have made a few and sold 3 at the Summerfest. And I was kind of at first excited that it came in, but by the time I got finished making it, I was like, ugh, I'm glad that's done. But it was a Labubu. One Labubu. And I got lazy. I did the little squinty eyes. And I'm like, it's supposed to be sleeping, right? So I didn't put the little white teeth on it. I'm good with that. Hopefully other people are. The only one that I have left in my market bags is one that I did in rust. So this one we chose pink. And this one is bubblegum pink, I believe. I don't know. I mean, they aren't hard to make. It felt like it took forever because I started watching this show. John watched it, and he says, oh, and when you need another good show to watch this. Sullivan's Crossing, something like that. And it's got like 2 10-episode seasons on Netflix. So I started watching that, and I'm like, this is really lame. This is like a nighttime soap opera. And then you start getting into it, and it's got all these little twists and turns, and you're like, no, this guy did it. Oh, I don't like her. Oh, no, maybe she's okay. But I got into it, and I would find myself, instead of the hands are working, I'm watching the show instead of just listening like I usually do. So that put a real slowdown on it. So once we finished that, we picked another one. And this one, I swear, took forever. Almost every single round is a color change. Very few are a solid color. So I picked on Monday night, and I thought, well, I can at least get his head done and then finish up on Tuesday morning. Well, I'm here to tell you that on Tuesday, I started at 11 a.m. And I want to say it was like 7-ish when I finished. But again, I had that show on, and I was getting distracted, and all the color changes. But we made the corgi, and this is like Tim Magic something or other. They actually have that cat pattern that I love, which is in this bucket, but it hasn't been picked yet. I had to get a hold of my resident. No, they don't live here. My expert friend on doggies to help me choose the colors, because it tells you beige and white. And I'm like, I have toffee, but I don't want to use all my toffee on one project, and that would have taken every bit that I had. So my choices were toffee and white, teddy bear, and cream or white, or the mustard. And I'm like, well, the mustard kind of has like that golden retriever color. And when I Googled what do corgis look like, it looked like, you know, they were that kind of color. So I get on the phone and we're talking about it, and Mary pulls up the Premier website so she can actually look at the colors, and we came up with using the mustard and cream, and it's adorable, but it took forever. And I do believe I said the first time I made this that I wouldn't make it again unless it sold at market. And it did sell at market, on the very first market it was at. And I'm probably going to double my price this time because I sold that thing way too cheap. This should, for the amount of hours, I definitely couldn't get the money's worth out of it, but probably should shave a few hours off of that because I was so distracted. But even at that, you're looking at, it probably took at least 6 hours. And I don't think I could get that big of a price for this. So it's one of those things where you just feel like you want to make something cool, knowing that you won't get paid for your time. This would be a cute pattern for it. And you're going to cut and tie several times on each round because of all the color changes. So his little butt is kind of heart-shaped, little patch. He's got the big old belly patch. These few rounds in the beginning of the legs, no color changes. You got a few rounds on the actual legs, no color changes. But then when you get into the body, you have 4 color changes on the butt, and then it goes to just here, and then you get back into a few rounds on the front legs, and then it switches. But on the head, you only had the few in the nose and like 2 in the back of the head, and the rest of it, there were 4 color changes. So I have the pattern pack I bought on this came with 4 patterns, and I have made 2. I called the other one a hound dog, but it was a beagle. I think because of the colors I used, it kind of looked like a hound dog. I don't know. And I've done the corgi. The other 2 I have not done yet. I think after I finish one, then I kind of like, I'm like, I don't want to do that again. It takes too long. So we did this. It is adorable, but it is very time consuming. Then the last item for luck of the draw, we picked number 117, and I'm like, oh, that looks really familiar. What is that? Well, of course it looks familiar because it was nibbles. So I wanted to do a white mouse this time, but I didn't want it to be like stark white. So I did the antique white out of the brights, the sage green, which I absolutely love. I did not forget his tail this time. And of course the cookie is caramel, and the chocolate chips are from Parfait Chunky. He had a little boogie. So we have another cookie mouse. And this yarn, these 2 colors here, they're very soft, very pleasant to work with, but they seemed a lot thinner than some of the others that have been feeling pretty thick lately. So when I was making this, I'm like, he's looking awful small. You know, I was doubting myself, but he turned out a decent size. Maybe a little smaller than my other ones, but he is definitely a decent size. And he's adorable, as usual. My pattern, he's available, the pattern that is, in my Etsy shop. So we have that. What? Oh, you got a big belly. It says to stuff this lightly, and I'm a firm stuffer. Light for me might be full for somebody else. See, he's kind of wobbling on his belly. But, you know, it'll break down. So, did I like doing the luck of the draw? For the most part, I did. It was fun to see what was going to come up next. It was, I mean, if I really didn't want to make it, I wouldn't have put it in the bucket. But just the order that it came in, it was like, wow, you had to give me a hard one again. Next, I guess we will draw the winner of the t-shirt or bag or pattern, whatever it is that you decide. If you have not yet looked, you need to go over and check out Kelly's Etsy shop, Snitches Crochet, Snitches Get Stitches. I'll link it below. And take a look at her shirts. I was actually wearing one of them yesterday, my Yarn Chicken Champ shirt. So anyhow, YouTube random comment picker, which is this. Now, I was testing it out yesterday to make sure I had the thing, but it's very anticlimactic. It does not, like, roll through names and comments and stuff. It just kind of puts one up on the screen. So it's not super exciting. So I have already copied and pasted my the URL for the video there. And I think it's like 390 some comments. Let's see, fetch. See, include replies, allow duplicates. Anything goes. Continue. Okay, so it's loading up the comments. I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to. Okay, 381 comments. So now when I hit the button to pick a winner, like I said, it's not gonna, you're not gonna see it roll through a bunch of comments or anything. It's just gonna flash one on the screen. So it's not very anticlimactic. So I'm not sure how you would pronounce that, but here is the winner. So let's give it a try. Yana Dixon, 4763, something like that. I'm sorry, I know I said it wrong. Her comment is, Robin, that rainbow turtle is spectacular. You truly are an artist. Wishing you the best of luck at your up-and-coming markets. So you have 48 hours to contact me. You need to email me at knottinghookcrochet@gmail.com. And you need to go over to Kelly's shop and pick out an item. You also need to let me know what it is. Well, we'll work that out. You email me and we'll figure out how we're going to do this. So depending on where you're located, if you're in the US, Kelly will ship straight to you. If you are in another country and you choose something from Kelly's shop versus a pattern from mine, Kelly will ship to me and then I will ship to you, as long as you are in a place that the US will ship to. So 48 hours. So you have until Friday at 12:21 Eastern, and that is the time of the recording of this. not necessarily the time that the video is posted. So congratulations to you for being the lucky 50K giveaway winner. And that is all I have today, guys. It sure enough is. Okay, I'm gonna go, and we should have a live Friday night, so I will see you there.